Okay, Jake.
Hi, Jake. How you been?
Fine.
What you been doing?
Nothing.
How's school?
Fine.
Your mother told me that you're supposed to have a report for school. You're supposed to interview a grandparent.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I'm your dad's mother. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to know?
What was it like when you were in 4th grade?
Oh boy, that's gone back a long time. 4th grade. Let me see. I didn't go to school in this area. I went to school in the 4th grade in Weston, West Virginia, which was a small town, and it was a town that had about 6 or 8 glass factories in it. They made all different kinds of beautiful glassware. In fact, when Kennedy was president, the glassware that was in the White House came from the town I was born in. Oh, we did the usual things that they did in, golly, what would that have been? 1930s that I was in the 4th grade, somewhere in the 30s. I'm not going to tell you exactly when. Of course, we didn't have television then. You kids are lucky now. In fact, we had just gotten a radio in my family. We used to have to listen to the radio out in my dad's car. And then we finally got one for in the house, and boy, we thought it was something. One of the things I remember, first things I remember, was a Joe Louis fight. I was about your age, and I didn't know anything about prize fights, but it was exciting anyway. Our winters there were a lot worse than they have been since. Not worse, really, better, because our snow was really deep, and it was real fine and fluffy, and it didn't seem like it was as cold as it is in the town of Cincinnati. In fact, I've always heard that downtown Cincinnati is the coldest place in the world. Do you believe that? Especially in the winter with the wind blowing. But other than that, we didn't have television, as I say. We did have some sports, but not in grade school. We played a lot of games. That's what we had to depend on, all different kinds of games, which were fun. And sometimes I think maybe you might enjoy going back then.
Do you have any pictures of you when you were in 4th grade?
Yeah, I think there's one in there. I'll find it before you leave, and you can take it with you.
Okay.
Pretty ugly, but you can take it anyway. What else would you like to know?
What happened in history in your life?
Oh, in my life, everything
In your
happened. In my time, everything has happened. Just about, because I was born in November of 1924, and that's a long time ago. Golly, I saw the airplane come in, I saw radio come in, I saw television come in, I saw the man go to the moon, I saw all different kinds of things. In fact, when I was a little bit younger than you, I took an airplane ride, and I loved it. It was an open cockpit. Oh, it was wonderful. It was at a fair, and they'd have these old barnstorming planes that come in, and then I think for $1, which was a lot of money then, might even been 50 cents, you got to take a ride for about 10 minutes, circle around over the town. It was fun. I liked it. And then later, when I was in my teens, there was a young man that had an airplane, and he used to take me up and actually let me drive the airplane. Of course, then they just had the stick. They didn't have the wheels like they do now, and that was fun. I can't think of anything else. Boys and girls are the same then as they are now. There's not that much difference. They all get in trouble. They all hate school at some time or another, and then they learn to like it, and they have their good times. There's not much difference. You think that'll do you?
What kind of clothes did you wear?
Oh, clothes are about the same as they are now, really.
I mean, like...
Well, we didn't have jeans, and we called them gym shoes then. I can't remember. I do remember one coat I had when I was your size. It was a bad winter, and this was bad times. People didn't have much money. It was what they called during a depression. But no one had any money, so it didn't bother you. Your friends couldn't dress any better than you, or they couldn't eat any better, or they couldn't have any more toys, because everybody was in the same shape. Nobody.
Have like wooden dolls that you make?
Oh, I'll tell you one thing we had. I don't remember dolls. Our dolls were just like they are now. But one thing a game we used to play, we called it rubber guns. And you'd choose up sides, and you'd make these guns out of a piece of wood about that long.
Oh yeah, the rubber band gun?
Yeah, that's what you call rubber band guns, and only I'll tell you what we used. We didn't use rubber bands. We used tires. No, tires that you cut, and you had great big wide bands like that. And boy, when they hit you, wow, that stung. We used to do all kinds of things. Sled riding, I think, was the biggest thrill. That's something you don't get to do like we did, because I was in the mountains. Well, that's enough for now. I gotta get back to my work. You think that'll do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, come back and see me.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, let's see if that took.